Here's an introduction to the converse of Pythagorean theorem. Every right triangle consists of a leg, or two legs, and a hypo. The two legs make up the right angle. If it's easy to remember because in every L it looks like there's a right angle in there, so they make up the right angle. And the Pythagorean theorem says when you take leg squared plus leg squared, you're going to get the hypotenuse squared. But the converse of the Pythagorean theorem goes a little further, because now we can use that Pythagorean theorem to kind of tell us what type of triangle it is other than a right. So if we were to have a squared plus b squared and it did not equal c squared, I want you to know that that is not a right triangle. So, what options do we have? If we have a squared plus b squared, and that is bigger than c squared. Here's an example. 5 squared plus 6 squared, and let's look at 4 squared. So that's going to be 25 plus 36 is going to be way more than 16. Okay, so if that's the case, we can say that this is not right. But if a squared plus b squared is bigger, we know by the converse Pythagorean theorem it is going to be acute. The next formula is a squared plus b squared will be less than c squared. That means less. The c squared has been eaten. So the c squared is going to be bigger. So here's an example. So it's not right. So let's say if this is 2 squared plus 3 squared and this is 7 squared, this is going to be 4 plus 9. And that is not 49, that's 13. So c squared is way bigger. And we are going to be able to say if c squared is bigger, it's obtuse. So here's the steps when you get to a triangle. First step is you have to test if it's a triangle. So before you can even tell me if it's a triangle, you have to be able to know if it is. If you can tell me before it's obtuse, acute, or right, you have to test it. Now here's how we test it. You look at your initial numbers. Let's say your sides given are 6, 11, and 13. So this would be A, this would be B, and this is a C. For it to even be a triangle, you have to test A plus B and see if it's bigger than C. Do not square them, but just add them. So 6 plus 11 is 17, and it is bigger than C, or 13. So we will go ahead, once we decide it is a triangle, we will test if it's obtuse, right, or acute. You have to do this test first. One other set of numbers. First test, if triangle. So let's say 5, 10, and 20. So this would be A, this would be B, this would be C. So A plus B is 15. That has to be bigger than 20. It is not. So this is not a triangle. These three sides, if you were to cut pieces of wood in 5 inches, 10 inches, and 20 inches, you would not be able to make a triangle. The sides would not touch. Okay, so back to let's look at our 3, 4, 5. right triangle. So I can say 1 is to test it. 3 plus 4 is indeed bigger than 5. So it is a triangle. So yes. So then I do the test. What type of triangle is it? Well, we know this is a Pythagorean triple, and that works with a right triangle. So that is what this section's all about.